The 1961 Italian Grand Prix at Monza is forever marked by one of the most tragic incidents in Formula One history. Wolfgang von Trips, a nobleman turned racing driver, stood on the cusp of becoming Germany's first Formula One world champion. As fate would have it, a devastating accident took his life, along with those of 11 spectators. This event cast a dark shadow over Phil Hill's championship victory, reminding the world of the dangers inherent in motorsport at that time. Born in 1928 into an aristocratic family, Wolfgang Alexander Albert Edward Maximilian Reichsgraf Berge von Trips was destined for a different path. His parents envisioned a future for him in agriculture, managing the family's estate. But von Trips, drawn to speed and racing, had other plans. The Nürburgring, with its grueling and treacherous layout, became his early playground, sparking dreams of becoming a top-tier racer. However, his ambitions were delayed by the outbreak of World War II. Against his parents' wishes, von Trips entered his first race at the age of 25, using the alias Alex Leather. His early racing years saw him behind the wheel of a Volkswagen, later graduating to a Porsche, which he drove in the famously treacherous Mille Miglia race. But von Trips had his eyes set on the pinnacle of motorsport, Formula One. To achieve this, he joined Mercedes' sports car team, but tragedy struck when the horrific 1955 Le Mans disaster killed 80 spectators, leading Mercedes to withdraw from all forms of motorsport. Left without a team, von Trips returned to Porsche, still determined to break into Formula One. Despite health challenges, including diabetes, partial deafness, and facial paralysis, von Trips persevered. He caught the eye of Enzo Ferrari, the iconic figure behind the Scuderia Ferrari team, who mentored the young driver. However, his early days in Formula One were marred by a violent crash at the 1956 Italian Grand Prix, where a broken steering column sent von Trips careening into trees, leaving him with a broken arm, but grateful to be alive in an era where many weren't so fortunate. Over the next few years, von Trips matured as a driver. By 1960, he had earned a full-time spot at Ferrari, finishing 7th overall in the championship. The 1961 season, however, was shaping up to be his crowning moment. Ferrari had built a fast car, and von Trips, now an experienced and confident driver, was poised to challenge for the world title. The season opened with promise. Despite a shaky start at Monaco, where he finished 4th after a last-lap accident, von Trips bounced back in the Dutch Grand Prix, claiming his first ever victory and becoming Germany's first Formula One race winner. At the next round in Belgium, he finished 2nd behind his teammate and main rival for the championship, Phil Hill. The two drivers were neck and neck in the standings, setting up a tense battle for the remainder of the season. The rivalry intensified as the season progressed. At the British Grand Prix, von Trips delivered a masterful performance, overcoming Hill to win by a wide margin. Then, at his home race at the Nürburgring, von Trips finished 2nd, extending his championship lead and setting the stage for a potential title-clinching victory at the penultimate round, the Italian Grand Prix. On the eve of the race at Monza, von Trips spoke with a journalist about the dangers of racing, ominously saying, "It could happen tomorrow. That's the thing about this business, you never know." He went on to secure pole position during qualifying, while Hill was further back in 4th. Everything seemed in place for von Trips to win the race and become world champion. As the race began on September 10, 1961, von Trips got off to a slow start, dropping to 5th position. On the second lap, as he battled with rising star Jim Clark, the two cars collided. Von Trips' Ferrari veered off the track and into the crowd, the car disintegrating on impact. Von Trips was ejected from the car and killed instantly, along with 11 spectators. The race continued, unaware of the tragedy that had just unfolded and Phil Hill crossed the line as the winner, unknowingly securing his own World Championship title in the shadow of disaster. Hill, visibly shaken when he learned of Von Trips' death, expressed his sorrow, saying, "I wanted to win, but not at this price." Von Trips was laid to rest in his family's tomb, and Enzo Ferrari, devastated by the loss, ordered the destruction of the remaining 1961 Ferrari cars. Wolfgang von Trips left a lasting legacy both in motorsport and beyond. In the same year of his death, he had founded a go-kart track in Germany, which later became the training ground for another future world champion, Michael Schumacher. Schumacher would go on to fulfill Von Trips' unachieved dream, becoming Germany's first Formula One world champion more than 3 decades later. Von Trips' story serves as a poignant reminder of the risks early Formula One drivers faced, where the line between glory and tragedy was often razor thin. Though he is less remembered today, Von Trips remains a symbol of courage, determination, and unfulfilled promise in the annals of motorsport history. So that's all from today's video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe to the channel and let us know your thoughts through comments. See you in the new video. Bye bye.